The PlayStation PSN Black Friday deals are now live, and if this is not your system of choice, not only will you find these same sales on other platforms, but also we'll have a dedicated Steam sale video live just shortly after this one, and also Xbox shortly after that. Now this though, on the PSN, is a massive sale, so I decided with this video to focus on mostly games that were released in 2023, though I have squeezed a few bonus ones in here as well. 15 games then today, and if you do enjoy the video, subscribe. The support means a huge amount to us, and here we cover PlayStation, Xbox and Steam with deals videos coming for all, as well as reviews in the next couple of days. Now a quick note and change with the channel also, we have taken on a third person as Dinner Grinning Wolf Games, so we can ensure there is a constant flow of content. Let's get started then with Street Fighter VI. It is 34% off. It is a new low price because we've never seen this in a sale before, which is precisely what we want from Black Friday sales. Now they've done some interesting things with this entry, from 3 unique modes including the Battle Hub where players can connect, to the fact it features 3 control schemes designed with different skill levels in mind. Now on top of this then, this game just looks stunning. I wasn't initially sold on the style when I saw the trailers, but once it's in motion, yeah, I really do think it is something special, just super stylized and works really well within the universe. F123, my favourite racing game series, is now available with a 60% discount, marking a new low price. While this yearly installment doesn't bring game-changing updates, the tweaks are notable and appreciated, and the handling, if anything, feels better than ever. Also, the visuals are stunning, and the opponent AI this year is at its very best. Love the weight of the cars in this year's entry as well. Then it was also great to see the return of story mode. It is cheesy and family friendly, but the characters are entertaining and I seriously enjoyed it. Also acts as a great introduction to the sport as well for those that may be new. Final Fantasy XVI, the latest entry in the iconic RPG series, and it hits a new low price with 40% off. Now this entry marks a significant shift from the expected turn-based style to an action RPG formula. While I personally enjoy the game and it was generally well received, I do understand that some hardcore fans may be hesitant about such a big change. Now I would say initially I had my doubts too, but it definitely won me over. The story then revolves around powerful beings overseeing a realm now threatened by a blight. We must basically unravel the mystery. As expected from Final Fantasy, the visuals are stunning and the soundtrack, it is just as fantastic as well. Hogwarts Legacy, surrounded by its share of controversy, is now at a new low price with 40% off. I'll leave the decision to purchase up to you, but I can share my experience since playing it at launch. It is arguably what Harry Potter game fans have always wanted, immersing you in the daily life of a wizard and introducing a few new locations, while of course letting you visit the classic ones as well. I thought it was a great open world action RPG, and then the story, it's set in the late 1800s, where your character is central to an ancient secret threatening to unravel the wizarding world. Note that this price is for the PS5 version. The PS4 edition, you will find that slightly cheaper. Dead Space is here with a new low price of 50% off. Now this remake was welcome following the somewhat disappointing Callisto Protocol, even though I did still have some fun with that one as well. But in Dead Space, we're drawn into a narrative of investigating a ship filled with all sorts of horror. Now this version gets so much right. It is visually stunning, it handles well, the weapons are as satisfying as ever, and yet it just continues to excel in delivering these different jump scares. Even some classic moments, though unchanged, they caught me off guard still. It's really a testament to the game's quality. Really excited to see where they take the series next. We need more, that is for sure, so hopefully they continue this path of high quality. Midnight Suns is a standout title for tactics game fans, though from what I understand it didn't sell all of that well, which is a shame because personally I'd love to see more. Now the game masterfully blends a narrative, RPG elements and tactical strategy alongside then a card-based system. Here then you're up against demonic forces in a story featuring this fantastic cast, and it definitely shines on next-gen hardware. Huge game as well too, I'd say 40 plus hours for the main story alone, and then it is a new low price as well of 70% off. And I really think the big question I had with this one going in was, how would it handle with a controller setup? And in my opinion, they absolutely nailed it. This one, it definitely comes highly recommended. Of course, then it is Black Friday, which means I'm grabbing games too. As always, then these are not necessarily recommendations, rather maybe you'll want to join me for the ride, and this time going to be grabbing 3 games from the deals I've seen this far, and no doubt there's going to be plenty more damage to come to my bank account. So first up, I'm getting Everspace 2. Transparently here, not a pickup as such, I actually got this back at launch. I've been having a blast with it as well. However, Don't feel I'm far enough just yet to give it a solid recommendation. They said though if you enjoy a space flight and combat game, definitely going to be a good choice. It's now dropped many of the roguelike mechanics as well that we found in the original and instead focuses on building a world, which I actually definitely appreciate. That said then as well, on top of all of this, there's still going to be tons to unlock, upgrades to work on, and yeah, it's a stunning looking game as well. Then it's 30% off, a new low price. Then EA Sports FC 24, I'm going to give it a shot. They lost the FIFA license, but I've heard decent things about it. Honestly, not a huge amount to add here. It's football, you like the sport, this will probably be something you're considering as well. Although the series, it's not exactly famous for its innovation from year to year. I'm sure I'll still have some fun with this one though, and I do enjoy jumping online and getting, basically annihilated occasionally. My final pickup then, Lords of the Fallen. I meant to grab this one at launch. It's kept on slipping me by mainly because I've been busy. It's no doubt going to be a bit of a commitment as well, but it actually feels like a great game now to wrap up the year. Definitely wouldn't come here if you're looking for something casual, and my understanding is it can be pretty demanding, and it is a Souls-like, an action RPG, which should give you a clue. But yeah, it's going to throw you into a dark world and ask you to tackle a ton of enemies and bosses. The story then prevents the return of a dark god. Now it's 30% off, which is the game's first ever sale, and given it's only been out just over a month now, I think that price is more than fair. NieR Automata then is a gem of a game. In fact, it's a masterpiece. It's also getting a new low price here, 60% off. Now this action RPG crosses many genres, offering everything from the expected exploration to top-down shooter sequences to bullet hell inspired encounters. The storytelling here as well, top quality. To quote the PlayStation Store, invaders from another world attack without warning, unleashing machine life forms. In response, humanity is driven from Earth and takes refuge on the moon. Now we join an android military force tasked with reclaiming the planet. Definitely the best way to avoid spoilers, but I will add one thing here. Reaching the end credits for the first time is just the beginning of this journey. Remnant II is another Souls-like game, but this, I'd say it's a little easier than Dark Souls, and it's of the third-person shooter variety, which I personally really enjoy. I think they did a great job here with this follow-up, improving in nearly every way. Movement feels great, world looks stunning, and of course, the all-important shooting feels fantastic. There is of course melee combat too, and if you're looking for a gothic world, I think this is a great choice, filled with some gnarly enemies and of course even bigger bosses. Features co-op support too, and the story, we are chasing an entity across dimensions to save existence. Great stuff and well worth the time. Then it is a new low price, 30% off. Assassin's Creed Mirage is a new release and one I just played through myself with a friend, which been a while since I've done that, passed the controller around, but we both had experience with the series, which definitely made it doable. I was really impressed. I think they priced it right as well. It's not the usual AAA price point because it is quite a bit more what I'd call bite-sized than what we've seen recently from the series, such as, the huge Valhalla. I actually like that though. It made it feel like old school Creed, and the tighter focus for me kept my attention throughout. Here then we are a street thief that becomes a master assassin through an organization known as the Hidden Ones. It's not redefining the formula, but longtime fans should take a look. I think there is a lot to like, and it's 20% off, which is the first ever sale for the game. God of War Ragnarok, and does this game need an introduction? One of the best games on the system, and now we get a new low price. It is 43% off for the PS5 build, that is the pricing you see above, while the PS4 edition gets a slightly better deal with 50% off. Now this is very much more of what we loved from the previous entry, and while I do think it can be a little cutscene centric at times, I can't deny, like most, I love the world, I love the characters, and it's packing incredible production quality from the visuals to the audio. Now in this one we are journeying through 9 realms, and like many, the father-son relationship is just incredible to witness. Excited to see where they go next, but hopefully, well, not hopefully, but I'd love to see them innovate just a little bit more. The Last of Us Part 1 remastered, and I wasn't immediately sold on the idea of a rebuild of this game, but once I got into it, it was easy to remember why the game is so special, and the upgrades then, they were evident. That said, I'm not so sure about this Part 2 remaster. It looks pretty similar to me, but at least it's coming with a paid upgrade path from what I understand, right around $10, so I may still jump in. Now this first entry, it's a classic, not only because it's near perfect in its design, but because to me now, it is a turning point in video game adaptations as a TV series was fantastic, and I think it demonstrated the fans want the original narrative or something similar, not some Hollywood redo of events. Joel and Ellie then are incredible characters throughout, and this packs the complete single-player story as well as the prequel Left Behind. It's 38% off, a new low price, and once again, the PS4 build, you will find that slightly cheaper. Lies of P gets its first ever sale, then 20% off, and transparently, I'm still playing through this one myself. I actually opted for the Xbox build, only because it is free on Game Pass right now, but this game has really impressed me. I always like the look of it, but actually getting into it, the world is intriguing. The combat, as with any Souls-like, is brutal, but I'm really finding the different combat mechanics are fantastic, especially the different kind of combat combinations. Then it's the story as well. This world was once a happy place, but now it's overrun by bloodlust, and yeah, it's just not something I expected of a game centered on Pinocchio, but I absolutely love it for it. And that is the video down. What will you be grabbing from the Black Friday sales? Let us know in the comments. With that, hit subscribe here. We're covering everything for PlayStation, Xbox, and now Steam. And again, expect plenty of reviews and deals here on the channel in the coming days and weeks. I'll see you all on the next video. Thanks, everyone.